Adeel was a 16-year-old boy with big dreams, but even bigger challenges. Living in a small, run-down neighborhood with his single mother, life had never been easy. His father had passed away when Adeel was just a child, leaving behind a void that no amount of love or hard work could fill. Despite their struggles, Adeel's mother always told him to keep dreaming. She believed that education was the key to a better life. Adeel believed her, but the road to those dreams felt increasingly out of reach. Each day after school, Adeel worked tirelessly to help support his mother. He shined shoes at a small corner of the busy market, hoping to earn enough money to contribute to the household. His hands, rough from scrubbing shoes, were a testament to his dedication. He would sit there, silently working, watching the world pass by, dreaming of a time when he could study. Adeel had always been a quiet, hard-working boy. He never complained about his circumstances. He knew that his mother did everything she could to make ends meet, but there were days when even her efforts weren't enough. Adeel would go without food so his mother could have enough to eat. One evening, while sitting on the cold concrete with a pair of worn-out shoes in his hands, Adeel overheard a conversation about a scholarship that could change someone's life. The words scholarship and future echoed in his mind, but his heart sank when he realized that dream was too far out of reach. He had always known that education was important, but there was no way he could afford it. He couldn't even buy the books he needed for school, let alone pay for the tuition fees. The scholarship was just another distant dream, like the expensive shoes he polished every day for the rich businessmen. As the months went by, Adeel's situation only got worse. His mother fell ill, and he found himself spending more time at the market, trying to earn extra money to buy medicine and pay for her doctor visits. His schoolwork suffered as he became increasingly exhausted from the long hours of work. One particularly cold evening, as Adeel was polishing shoes under the dim light of a street lamp, a well-dressed man stopped by. He glanced at Adeel, then at his shoes, and smiled. "You do a good job," he said, pulling out a crisp bill and handing it to him. Adeel felt a brief sense of pride. Adeel's mother's health continued to decline, and soon she was no longer able to work. Adeel's focus shifted entirely to her care, and his own dreams were pushed even further aside. Every day, he would wake up early to shine shoes before heading home to check on his mother. One day, Adeel came across a small advertisement for a local school that offered a special program for bright students from low-income families. The thought of finally getting an education, of escaping his circumstances, filled him with hope. He quickly filled out the application form. The joy was short-lived when he realized the required documents. His birth certificate, proof of income, and other formalities were out of reach. His family couldn't afford the small fees, let alone provide the necessary paperwork. The program, like so many other opportunities, was slipping away. As Adeel sat on the cold streets one evening, polishing another pair of shoes for a customer, he realized that he had let go of the one thing that had kept him going for so long: his dreams. He had convinced himself that he would never make it out of this life, that his destiny had been sealed long ago. The man who had come to pick up his shoes earlier came back, his eyes meeting Adeel's. "I'll be back in a week for these," the man said, tossing another bill into Adeel's hands. Adeel nodded, but the emptiness in his heart was palpable. He smiled weakly, knowing this kindness wouldn't change his life.